So let me get okay, the recording is going. All right, so let me just scoot over here for a second. So welcome to Virtual Pilates, everybody. All you need today is your mat, that's it. And you need to listen to your own body, do what feels good, adapt however you need to adapt so that it feels right for you today. We're gonna start with our feet just a little bit wider than our hips. Toes are angled ever so slightly out so that when you sit back into a squat, and that means tailbone reaching back, your knees are tracking towards your third toe-ish, okay? We're gonna melt our shoulders down. You can take your hands right to your thighs. I would like you to inhale, sink your chest, and then reach it forward. And then exhale, tailbone tucks under as you round. And then inhale, find that arch again. So we're doing a little standing cat-cow just to start to loosen up the back. And exhale. Inhale, reach your heart forward, reach your tailbone up. And then exhale, tailbone under. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, reach it forward. And then exhale, go ahead and round. Now take it down to a neutral position. You're still reaching your tailbone back. You've got a nice long line from the crown of the head through your tailbone. You might want to take your feet just a little bit wider. I want you to twist toward the right and push out with your left hand to get an opening of the inner thigh, and you're rotating from the rib cage. And then inhale, stand up, come through center. And then exhale, twist in the other direction. And then inhale, up through center. Find a little twist. So we're leveraging that opposition. I'm rotating as I'm pushing out, and then take it up. And one more time, we twist, and we take it up through center. Let's go ahead and take our feet even wider. Find your wide second position. Your shoulders are over your hips. Knees are tracking towards your toes. Let's just find some gentle pliés. Down and lift. Plié and lift. Now, every time you lift, you can think about pushing into your heels a little bit more. Even imagine that you're pulling them toward each other. Let's add some arms. They sweep up and down. So we're gonna do a little bit of standing work, and then we'll take it down to the floor. 3 more. 2 more. Now hold it down. Find your lowest point at this moment, and we're still warming up. I want you to take your left hand, sweep it across your body. Keep your shoulders in line with your hips, but you are gonna find a lateral reach here. And then exhale. Let's take it to the other direction. So you sweep your arm across your body, and then you find a big reach. So we're simultaneously stretching the torso and working the abs a little bit. Take that arm down, the other arm follows. One more time. Over to the left, and then come back to center. You're still in your plie. Let's pulse it down for 10, 9, shoulders get to relax here. 4, 3, hold in 2, 1. Now let's lift the right heel and lower, left heel, lower, right heel, left heel. Getting some ankle mobility going on. One more each side. And then go ahead and sweep it down, stand all the way up, heel toe your feet in. That's one way to warm up the legs, right? Mine are feeling sizzly already. Okay, let's find a Pilates beat. That means heels together, toes apart, not too far, whatever your natural turnout is, and that comes from your hips. So work from that crease. You're wrapping your thighs, sort of, or your outer glutes, around and back to find your plie. Let's plie down, arms come to the side, and then lift, lower the arms. Plie and lift. Smaller range of motion here. So you can still push into your heels as you lift and lower. For 3, 2, now hold it down. Option to hover your heels off the floor, but keep squeezing them together. Shoulders are still over hips. We pulse. Down, down. Good. Now can you draw your knees back a little bit more? Turn on the glutes. I know the front of the thighs is feeling it. I want this to be a full body exercise. Let's do 8, 6, 4, 3, 2. Now hold it down, heels come back down. Hands can come forward. I want you to take your right leg, keep your turn out, keep the bend in your left leg, extend that leg out to like a back angle. So 45 degrees, hips are still forward, you've got your turn out going on. Hands can just kind of hug a tree in front of you or a beach ball. Let's lift the leg and tap. Lift and tap. You might want to bring the hands up here. That offers a better counterbalance. You can also put your hand right on the side of your glute, which is what we're tapping into here. Up and up. And I know your standing leg might be wobbly, mine is. It's also feeling it. 3 more. 2, 1. Now tap the floor here. And then you can open your arms as you bring the leg around and tap at a front angle. And then tap it back. You bend the left leg more here. And then you stand and tap to the front, a little faster. It's tap back, tap front, tap back, tap front. Keeping that turn out the whole time. So we're sort of stirring the femur bone in the hips, or in the hip socket. For 3, we're gonna do this laying down later, so this is a good warm up for that. And then bring the foot in. That was our last one on that side. Find your plie again. Reach the right or the left leg out, your left, my right. Hug your tree in front of you, see if you can get that turn out. Little lift and lower. Lift and lower. Up and lift. Keep going. I gotta move forward, I'm kicking my couch. Up and tap. 3, 2, last one. Let's find that tap to the front as we open the arms and tap back and bend. Stand and tap front, tap back and bend. And forward, and back, and forward. Let's do 4 more. So ground into all 4 corners of your standing foot. 2 more. Last one. And then step your feet together. Let's inhale, arms overhead. Feet are parallel now. Exhale, chin to chest, find a roll down. You decide how low you go. We'll do a few of these. Inhale, as you exhale, I want you to start to restack your spine, one bone at a time, pushing your heels into the floor. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, chin to chest, roll it down. Maybe you come a little lower this time. And on your next exhale, start to roll it up. Here's where you round your spine. Inhale, arms up. One more time. Exhale, chin to chest. Roll it down. Hold it here. You can bring your hands to your shin, and I'm just going to turn so I can talk to you better. Hands can come to your shin. They can come to the floor, thighs, whatever works. I want you to bend your knees and exhale, lengthen. Bend your knees and straighten. Now see if you can let your head be heavy here. Bend, push into your heels, reach up with your tailbone. Bend and straighten. For 3, just opening up the backs of the legs. 2 more. Last one. And let's roll it up again. So take a breath in, exhale, work the abs to work the roll up. So you're drawing them in towards your back. Inhale, arms overhead. And exhale, go ahead and release the arms down. Okay, so we're all gonna come down to the floor. You can be kind of mirroring knee profile. If it's better for you to face your computer or TV or whatever, that's fine too, up to you. So we're gonna start with our feet flat, knees bent. My knees are in line with my hip bones. So see if you can find that distance between the knees that kind of matches up with your anatomy, okay? We're gonna sit up nice and tall. Straight back. Imagine you've got a wall behind you, but it's going to disappear in a moment. Start with your hands right underneath your thighs. Roll your shoulders back. Take a nice deep breath in. On the exhale, just tuck your tailbone under and start to round back. So you're creating a C shape with your torso, with your spine. Inhale, exhale, roll it up. When you get to the top, then you restack shoulders over hips. Exhale, roll it back. Inhale, Exhale, roll it back up. Okay, so I'm going to start to layer onto this. Keep going with the rolls for now, and know that you can come back to these roll downs with your hands under your thighs. If you'd like, take your hands off your thighs, hug that tree in front of you. Inhale, exhale, roll it back. Now you might play with going a little bit lower each time, but I want you to think about removing one bone at a time from the floor as you roll up. Inhale. And then exhale as you roll back. It's lower back first. Then you can start to touch each vertebra down to the mat. Exhale, roll it up. Now we're going to roll down one more time, and we're going to hang out here for a little bit. So inhale, exhale, roll it back to a place that is sustainable for you. Might be a little bit lower than me, might be a little bit higher than me. This feels about right for me. I'm still scooping here, finding that C shape. Let's try lifting our front knee to tabletop and then tap it down. And back leg and tap it down. And lift and tap. Now we're going to add on to this. We lift the front leg, tap it down, take the torso 1 inch up and 1 inch back. Back knee up, down, 1 inch up and back. Front leg, down. So we're finding a rhythm here. Back leg, down, 1 inch up. That's actually more than 1 inch. Lift and lower. That's a metaphor. And take the back leg. Now let's add a twist. The knee comes up, you twist toward it. Think opposite rib cage to opposite knee. Your back hip stays planted on the mat. Tap it down, find that little lift and lower. Exhale, twist away from you as the knee comes up. Tap it down, lift, lower. Twist, foot down, lift, lower. Keep going. Use your breath. I like the exhale on the twist. Knee lifting is always optional. You could always work the upper body or work the lower body or put them together like I'm showing you here. Twist, foot down, up and down, twist, foot down, little lift. Let's do one more each direction. Twist, tap down, up and back, twist, tap down, and let's take it all the way up. Inhale, reach your heart forward. Exhale, just relax for a moment. You can hug your knees. And then we're going to lift it up. Okay, so now we're all warmed up for the full roll up and roll down, if you choose to do it. So I would start with knees bent, unless you already know this exercise and you want to just go for it with straight legs. That's cool. I'm going to show you all the options. Take your hands behind your thighs, shoulders back. We start just like we did before. Exhale, tuck your tailbone down. Go as far as you would like. You can keep your hands here for a little bit of assistance as you roll it back up. Next option is to take straight arms. Exhale, tuck your tailbone. Think like a bicycle wheel. Your back is like a bike wheel, and one spoke at a time rolls down. You might even go all the way, arms reach overhead. Inhale, exhale, arms come up, chin to chest. First your upper back lifts, then your middle back, then your lower back, and you keep rounding until you get to the top. Let's do 2 more. Maybe you try straight legs. If you do straight legs, flatten your feet, push them against an imaginary wall, and try to keep them glued to the mat. Inhale, exhale, roll it back. You might have to walk your legs back a little. Now don't rush this. Roll it down, little by little. Finally get to the bottom of your head, rest on the mat for a second, and then exhale, chin to chest. We're not using momentum. We're peeling up, and my legs are super active to help you with that. And then we restack at the top. One more time, all the way through. Exhale, roll it back. This is called the roll-up in Pilates. It is what it is, or what it says it is. One more time, exhale, chin to chest. Now, if you keep your arms by your ears, that adds a layer of challenge that you can play with. When you get to the top, I want you to keep going. And go ahead and find a stretch. Reach it all the way over. Your hands land wherever they land. Nice deep inhale. And then exhale. Let's roll it up. Bend your knees. Maybe scoot forward so you have room behind you on your mat. And we're rolling it all the way down. Okay? So inhale, exhale, roll it back. roll it back. Keep going, resisting gravity here. And then when you get to the bottom, go ahead and place your hands on the floor. Walk your feet in a little bit closer, okay? So we're gonna find our neutral spine here. So I want you to inhale, exhale, tuck your pelvis up, like reach your tailbone up. And then reverse that on the inhale, where you're arching your lower back off the floor a little bit. And then exhale, find that tuck. And then inhale, find that arch. And then I want you to find the place right in between that feels strong for you. So you still might have a little pocket of air. If you inhale, put your fingertips on right on your hip bones. When you exhale, I want you to feel your hip bones coming closer together. Those are your lower abs working, and that's how you maintain that neutral spine, okay? So think about that. Take your hands to the floor. Keep your neutral spine, and that means tailbone on the floor, by the way. Bring your knees up to tabletop. So that means knees over hips. Sometimes I do this and I'm like, oh wait, that's not tabletop. This is actually tabletop, and my abs are working harder, and I can maintain my neutral spine. Let's find toe taps, keeping the right angle of the knee. We tap one toe down and lift, just like we were doing, and exhale, lift when we were seated. So we're exploring our abs with a different relationship to gravity now. Now you can stay right here, or I invite you to straighten your legs and try it there. One leg lowers, exhale, lift. Now if you feel your back starting to arch up, I want you to make this a little bit smaller. So keep that neutral spine, keep the abs working. Strong and stable there. Now here's your next layer if you choose to add it on. Reach your hands up toward the ceiling. As the leg goes down, you exhale. Curl your upper back off the floor. Press your ribs away and then reset. Exhale, back leg. I'm pushing the airway, reaching my fingers, and reset. Exhale, reach legs, reach fingers, like your leg is gonna just shoot right across the room, and then lower down. Exhale, and lower down. As you find that chest lift, you're pushing away with your back ribs. Exhale. So think about that curl. It's not about the head, it's about the torso. And then hold it here for a moment. You can do 5 more of those, or you can try both legs. So if you're gonna do both legs, I want you to straighten them as much as you can. It's okay if they're a little bent, and squeeze them together. Inhale, exhale, lower both legs. And then inhale, reset. So again, exhale, keep going. I'm gonna keep talking. We're doing 5 of these. You keep track. I can't see you. You can focus on the upper body part of this, on the curl. You can focus on just the lower body and have your hands on the floor. I want you to exhale strongly. I think that was 5, but let's do one more, just so I can feel really secure about that. Exhale, lower. Hold it here for a moment. Inhale, and then exhale. Hug your knees in. Give yourself a little rock side to side. Let's come back to those tabletop legs. Bring your hands behind your head. Little support here, gentle interlacing or hand over hand. Bring your elbows in so you can just see them in your peripheral vision. I want you to inhale, exhale, find the curl. Now your back leg is going to drop as you twist towards your front knee, and then come through center, and then twist, and then come through center, going back and forth. So we're actually keeping the chest lifted this time. And think about you're rotating on a center axis, shoulder toward knee. Option to start straightening the opposite leg as you twist, which takes us into more of a classic Pilates crisscross exercise, a version of it. Let's do 2 more each direction. Exhale on the twist. 1 more each way. Hips are staying level and steady. And then we get to relax it down for a moment, hug your knees in, give yourself that rock. We got one more big ab exercise, and then we get to take a break, okay? So we're gonna do another exercise where our legs are reaching out. And again, you can forget about the upper body part of it if you'd like, and keep your hands on the floor, focus on the lower body. Otherwise, we're doing the full double leg stretch in Pilates. So what that means, I want you to hug your knees in. Now you can lift your tailbone. Pull yourself into a little ball. So reach your chest. We take a nice deep breath in. On the exhale, we reach arms and legs away from each other. And then bring it in. Inhale, reach. Exhale, curl into your little ball. Inhale, reach. You decide how low the arms and legs go. Curl. Let's do 3 more. 2 more, knowing that you get a break for the abs after this. Last one. Hold it here. And then go ahead and release. Okay, one more exercise lying down. I want you to straighten your back leg on the floor. Get your hips at their level steady. Bring your front leg up and pull it towards you. And it really doesn't matter which leg. We're just going to do one side and then the other, okay? So give it a little stretch before we go into our single leg circles. And I will explain what that means. So now I'm going to release. Bring my hands down to the floor. Or you can bring them to your hip points, which is going to help you keep your hips both glued equally to the mat, which is kind of the point of this exercise. So we don't want a bunch of rocking and rolling in the torso. We've got 4 points here that are connected to the mat. Now I've got a little turnout on my leg, which is going to make it easier. So you can actually see that I went parallel and then I went little turnout. That's the femur bone in the hip socket. We're going to work that. As we inhale, exhale, cross the leg over your body, but without lifting your hip up. Then you lower it, you draw a circle, and then you bring it back and around. Inhale, cross over, exhale, bring it back and around. Inhale, cross over, exhale, back and around. 2 more this direction. Inhale, exhale, back and around. So this is stability. We're just gonna hold for a second. You're keeping everything stable, so it's ab work and hip work. So now we go the opposite direction. Inhale, leg circles out. Exhale, bring it around and across. Inhale, out and around. Inhale, out and around. 2 more. I don't know if you can see it, but my leg is actually shaking. And then bring that knee in, give it a little hug, and then stretch it out long on the mat. Bring your other leg up. Give it a little stretch before we start. I always find it's nice to open up the hamstring first. Then get your hips level steady on the mat, hands down on the floor for a little bit of stability. Find that little bit of a turnout with the leg. We inhale, we cross the body. Exhale, circle it around. Now it can be a tiny circle. Inhale, exhale, cross it around. Really, the size of the circle depends on where can you keep your hip on the floor. 2 more in this direction. Now it's just 1 more. And now we reverse. Inhale, take it out, circle it around and back. Inhale, out, around and back. This is so good for the hips. To kind of stir the femur and the hip bone. That was the last one, wasn't it? Okay, hug your knee in. And then straighten that leg out. I want you to reach your arms up above you. Just take a nice deep breath. Go ahead and let yourself arch up a little bit in the spine if you'd like to get a nice stretch. But guess what? We're going to roll up 1 more time so we can get to our next thing. Let's inhale, exhale, hands come up, and then chin to chest. Start to roll it up. I'm going to flex my feet and push them to give me something, a little more help with the legs, and then roll it over. Find that stretch here 1 more time. And then roll it up. Let's come to seated, and we're going to flip over onto the front of the body. And I have to do the old ponytail fix here because something's happening. So anybody out there needs to do that, go for it. Okay. So let's go ahead and lay down on our mats. Hands are under your shoulders. We're going to start with baby swan, just like we usually do. But let's set ourselves up for success. So lift your front leg and reach it back and then lower it. Notice how you created more space in your hip. Back leg reaches up and walk it back a little bit. So you've created space in your lower back too, which I don't want to crunch during these exercises, okay? Hands are just a little bit forward of your shoulders. Now I want you to not push into the mat. You can even hover your hands. As you inhale, lift your heart toward the front of the room. Imagine you're pushing something away here, and then exhale, lower. Let's try an inhale, exhale, lengthen your lower back away from you a little bit as you lift your heart. And then lower. So whichever breath pattern works better for you, just make sure you're breathing. I love the inhale on the lift. I feel like it helps me kind of open up in the front of the body a little bit more. And then exhale. Now option, just an option. If you do want to put your hands maybe a little bit wider, inhale, lift. Once you get to the point where you can't lift anymore without using your hands, if you'd like to push into more of a full swan, go for it. Keep the tailbone reaching away from you, and then take it down. Let's do one more like that. So inhale, first you use the upper back muscles. The hands are not helping. We're lengthening the legs away from us. And then if you'd like to find more of a stretch here, go for it. And lower down. All right, so let's add on. We inhale, just find that baby swan, no hands. Reach your hands forward, sweep them back, see if you can find a little more lift. Shoulder blades come together, bring them forward, and then lower them down. So you're kind of in an X on your mat at this point. Inhale, lift your chest, arms lift up, sweep them back. Use your back muscles to find more lift, sweep them forward, and take it down. Just one more like that. Inhale, lift, arms come up, sweep them back, and then take it down. And let's take our hands under our shoulders. Go ahead and curl yourself back into a child's pose. Sink your hips heavy on your heels. You can open your knees wide. And go ahead and let your hips just kind of shimmy side to side here. Feels so good after that back extension. That back extension, I work that into every class because we sit so much, curled over our devices. I feel like it's just a really nice way to unwind some of that. Okay, let's come up to all fours. Look at that, we're ready for our planks, okay? So we're gonna do a little bit of a different hover plank here. So take your hands under your shoulders, draw your shoulders away from your ears, find a little micro bend in the elbows, hug your upper arms in. Okay, so that's your strong shoulder girdle. You can even lift the heart a little bit. Then get your knees more or less under your hips. You've got your neutral spine here, so same concept. You're not arching, you're not curling, you're right in that strong place in between. Tuck your toes under. Inhale, exhale, hover your knees. Keep them as low as you can, but they're still floating off of the mat. Let's hold this for 10 counts, okay? Starting now. 10, 9, 8. Keep pushing the floor away. 4, 3, 2, and take it down. Okay, so our break in quotation marks in between is some glute lifts. So I want you to keep your hips level steady. Keep the bend in your knee as you lift your front leg up, using the glute, not the back, and then take it down. And then back leg, march it up, take it down. March up, take it down. So this one's kind of a slow burn. And it's as much about seeing if you can keep your hips level and your torso steady as it is about getting into the glute. So think about, using the glute to get that leg lift. One more each direction. Okay, so now you get to choose your own adventure. We're gonna put those together. But if you wanna focus on the hover plank, you can do that. If you wanna focus on the glute lift, you can do that. Otherwise, find that strong foundation, hover your knees, keep them as low as you can. Let's start those marches. Front leg, tap it down, back leg, tap it down. Keep lifting, lowering, lifting. Let's do 5 more sets. That sounds doable, right? Exhale. Ooh, my knees are sneaking up. I'm trying to keep them low. 3 more each way. 3. Keep your heart lifting. 2. You know we're gonna hold after the last one, right? Last one. And now just hold. Option to extend one leg back, other leg back, shoulders draw back, lift your heart, lengthen through the crown of your head. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then drop your knees, take them wide. Sit back into your child's pose. Give your wrists a roll here. Circle them in one direction. Circle the other direction. Woo, that one kind of got me sweaty. All right, let's walk it forward. Come onto one side. Doesn't matter which direction, we're gonna do both. You can face me. If you'd like to mirror me, then have your head go in this direction. We're gonna actually come down for a little bit more side hip work. I think hips are sort of the theme of the day today. And I want your feet in line with your hips. And actually, I don't want your feet in line with your hips. I want you to have your hips stacked one on top of the other. And then glue your legs together, bring them both forward just a little bit. That's gonna give you a little bit more room for mobility here. You can rest your head on your upper arm. Find that little Pilates V in this position. So rather than being parallel, we're gonna start with that little bit of a turnout like we did on the floor before. That means both legs are really active. Now point your toes. We're gonna get a little ballet-like here, or dance-like. I want you to find a passe as you drag your toe up towards your knee. Then you lengthen your leg up to the ceiling. That's a nice stretch there. Then flex your foot and bring it down. So we point, pull into your passe, straighten up, and flex down. A little faster. It goes in, up, down, down. In, up, down, down. So resist the down. You're lengthening the leg away from you as you're working it. Down, down. 4 more. Staying in that turnout, that allows us to kind of find the mobility or the space that we need here. Down, down. Last one. And down, down. Okay, now bend your bottom leg. Now I do want you to come parallel with that front leg. So whereas it was open before, your knee and your toes are now pointing forward. And I want your heel in line with your hip. You can keep resting the head. Hand can be here or in front. Take it lower, lift, and up. Simple, super effective. Up, down, and lift. 5 more. 4, 3, 2. On the next one, we're going to hold it at the top, find little pulses. Up, up, little lift. So if you want to put your hand here to feel what's happening, I find that feedback useful. 4 more. 4, 3, keep reaching the heel away. Good, now bring it down level with your hip. Hand to the front. This is a stretch and a little bit more work. I want you to bend your knee, sweep it forward. It's kind of trying to come towards your chest. Then lengthen the leg, flex your foot, sweep it back. It's like a bicycle. Bring it forward, and then flex, sweep it back. So we're trying again not to rock and roll in the torso too much, but enjoy that hip opening when you get there. You bring it forward, flex, bring it back, open, forward, and back. 2 more. Enjoy the stretch right there. Bring it forward, bring it back. Now hold it back here. Still nice and strong in my torso, hand to the front, little lift up and back, up and back. Tiny lift. We're putting a bow on it here. Up, up, up. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and bring both knees in, push up to seated. Cross that leg that was just working over your bottom leg. And then see if you can wiggle into both hips on the floor equally. I want you to hug that knee with your, if you're actually mirroring me, it's gonna be your right arm. Find a kickstand with your back arm. So you're getting a nice hip stretch here. Lifting, inhale as you twist. And then exhale, release. All right, let's take it to the other side. We'll get some more hip stretches in at the end, I promise. So we start out by lengthening. Go ahead and rest your head on your upper arm. You're not completely collapsed in the torso. I've got that little pocket of air under here. I'm strong. That's what's going to keep me able to do this. Glue your legs together, bring them forward a little bit, and then find that Pilates V. So we find the passe and the leg lift first. So we'll do a couple slow. Drag the toe in, lift the leg up, flex, take it down. One more slow. So as you lift and flex, you're reaching your heel out, out, out until they come together. A little faster. It goes in, up, down, down. You can have your hand in front of you for a little support. Take it in, up, down, down. Keep breathing. Whatever works for you. I like the exhale as I'm reaching away. I only have 2 more. Reach the heel away. Last one. And take it down. Now bend your bottom leg. Make that top leg parallel. Knees, toes point forward. Keep the foot flexed. Hips are stacked, one on top of the other. And then little lift. Up and down. Full range to start. A little slower to start. And down. Lift and down. Okay, 4 more here. Exhale. That's what's going to help you with that torso stability. Now bring it up, keep it up. Little pulses. Up, up. Can you relax your face? I just noticed that my shoulders and my face were like, they don't need to work that hard. Last one. Now bring it down so that the heel is again level with your hips. Point your toe, bring the knee forward. Straighten the leg, flex. Pull the heel away from the hip socket and back. Get that opening right there in the front. Forward and back. It's like you're riding a slow bicycle. Forward, lead with your heel back. Forward. And I'm working really hard to keep my torso from rocking forward and back. And take it back. 2 more. Last time. Now hold it back. So it's a little bit further back than it was before. And you're drawing a little diagonal line up and back. So we have officially worked the glutes from all directions in several planes of motion. So that's our, I don't know. It's like undoing some of the sitting, right? Yeah, I lost track of how many we did. Let's just do 3 more. 2, 1. Bring both knees in. Push up to seated. Cross that leg that was just working over the bottom leg. And then adjust yourself so that you can get both sitting bones on the floor. You can always straighten your bottom leg, by the way, if that is not working for you. That's always an option. Okay, once you get there, go ahead and hug your knee. Make a kickstand behind you. Inhale, grow tall as you kind of sink into the twist a little bit more. And then release. Okay, from here, let's find kind of an easy sitting position. It can be the same leg in front to start. We will do both sides, okay? So I want you to inhale, sits bones into the floor, arms come overhead. Exhale. Right arm is going to come down. The left arm reaches up and over. Now we're trying to keep our shoulders in the same plane of motion as our hips. and we're lifting up and over. Inhale, both arms come up. We reverse that. And then take it up and over. And you're welcome to go deeper. If you want to come down to your forearm, go for it. Keep reaching the opposite hip away. And take it up and over. Now we add on. Bring it up and over. Now rotate your chest towards your knee. Sweep the arm across. And then we restack. Let's go opposite direction. Reach it over. Shoulder to knee. And restack. Okay, we're gonna do that same exact thing we just did, but bring your other leg in front. So we're equal opportunity here, okay? So we start with the simple side reach, arms overhead. Let's reach over to the left. Shoulder melts down even as you're finding that reach. Opposite hip grounds into the mat. Inhale up. Exhale, take it to the other side. One more, just like that on each side. Okay, here's where we start to add on the rotation. Rotate the chest toward the knees, sweep the arms around. So you're getting a nice stretch, not only on the side, but also through the back. And hold it here. Let's take the leg that's in front. So for you all, if you're mirroring me, that's your left leg. This right left thing is just not working for me today. Other leg can be wherever is comfortable. We're going to open up the inner thighs a little bit and also get a leg stretch. So take your left hand and just kind of drag it along the inside of the leg. Try to keep your shoulders, again, in that same plane of motion as when we were doing those side leans before. So hold it here for a moment. Inhale. Exhale. Can you press the opposite hip away a little more? And now that we've done that, then go ahead and rotate your chest toward the knee. And you can see if you can find a little bit more stretch here. I like to flex my foot really actively to get the stretch up the back of the leg too. And then start to walk it in, nice and slow. Switch legs. So get comfortable here, both sits bones down. You're gonna drag the right arm along the inside of the leg. The left arm is going to reach up. Maybe it comes over, maybe not. See if you can keep it in line with your ear. Inhale. And then exhale, go ahead and rotate toward the knee. And get a little more stretch here. Again, flexing the foot. And then walk it up. And then let's find a gentle straddle. Whatever feels right for your body. For me today, it's right about here. Flex your feet. Sit tall to start. So that might mean bent knees. Okay, so I want the length in the spine. That's my first concern. Then you see if you can lengthen the legs out a little bit. Pressing my sits bones into the floor, even thinking about pressing my tailbone behind, keeping the length in the spine, I'm going to start to walk out. And then once you get to that place where you're like, yep, this is it, we're going to hold. And if you would like to round at this point, go for it. Deep breath in. And then exhale, walk it back in. One more stretch here. Let's bring the legs together. We're going to do a forward fold, AKA staff pose in yoga. So again, activate your legs. I'm flexing my feet. I don't know if you can see the bottom of my feet, but they are flexing. Pressing the sits bones into the floor, long spine, arms overhead. Now we're going to fold at our hips and keep reaching with the spine nice and long. Reach, reach, reach. Go as far as you can. So I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what that looks like. So right away, I'm not rounding yet. I'm reaching through the crown of the head, seeing how much I can fold in the hips as I keep reaching forward with the fingertips. Once I've gotten to that place where my spine just really wants to round, then I'm going to go ahead and round over. Hands can end up wherever they end up. If you'd like to grab your feet or your shins. and pull into it a little bit more. Go for it. Inhale, and then exhale, walk it back up and restack your spine. And we'll come to that nice easy seat again. It doesn't matter which leg is in front, whatever feels right for you. Let's inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, bring your elbows down, lift your heart. Reach your arms up, and then bring them down to the floor. Let's reverse the breath pattern. Inhale, I want you to exhale, arms come up. Inhale, lift your heart. Create space there. Exhale, arms lift up and take it down. Now breathe whichever way just feels like your body wants to breathe here. One more time. Arms up. Lift your heart. Find a little bit of extension in the upper spine. And then release. And bring the arms down and grow tall. And then your fingertips come down to the floor. And we're all done. Thank you so much for coming to Pilates today. I'm going to come in and say hi, and you're welcome to ask me any questions. Let me know if you have any requests for next week. For those of you who will be coming to bar, do I have anything to say about bar? Just bring your usual props, weights, mat. Let me go ahead and stop the recording here before